from Vittorio on X. He says, holy ish, it's happening. You can now screen embryos for 900 diseases and traits, including cancer, heart disease, IQ, and Alzheimer's, before they're even born. You don't just pick a child, you rank them by longevity potential. That's right. When you're doing IVF, they can actually genetically scan your baby and tell you the color of the eyes, the color of the hair, whether they're going to be smart. Take a look at this one. Embryo number 2 has +4 IQ points. This is the beginning of Gattaca, my friends.
Yep.
Where this is it. I mean, they're going to start genetically engineering babies.
Yeah.
You've got all of these girl bosses who are. Do you guys, Drew? Do you know about the Facebook sperm bank trend? Women are going on Facebook and creating communities asking for men to bang them and get them pregnant and leave. Because they're like, look, I'm in my mid-30s. I need to have a baby. I can't wait around for a relationship. Just give me the baby. And so there are dudes that just go around banging all these women because the women, they don't even care about what the guy looks like. They're just like, I need a baby. I need a baby now. I'm running out of time. This kind of trend is also, in my opinion, going to lead to an increase in IVF, where women just go to a sperm bank or whatever and get a sperm donor and then do IVF, and they're going to choose. There's a great question this dude asks, like, if you have the ability to check for Alzheimer's and other potential diseases, why wouldn't you? And if you do, why wouldn't you do more? This is just the first domino being knocked over, and eventually it's going to be full-on Gattaca. I want my kid to have perfect vision. I want my kid to be 6'3". Even if it's a girl, I want IQ +10, all of that. And that's one. You know what's funny about all this? When everybody was talking about how we were headed towards 1984 or Brave New World or Fahrenheit 451, it was all of them.
Yeah.
It's every single nightmarish future dystopia that we written about all in one.
I wonder if there's going to be people that are going to start protesting against,
Of course,
parents that do that, because there are people that would call it an abomination and stuff.
Well, the ethical disasters just keep multiplying for IVF, for surrogacy, not only talking about the unborn who are discarded or indefinitely frozen, but also the children who are born out of this process are raising ethical concerns about just the psychological effects of knowing this is how you were brought into the world. And this type of stuff was always the logical end of holding people emotionally hostage and saying, why don't you want infertile people to have infertile married Christian couples to have children?
Well, why don't you marry?
That was always
because clearly God said no.
Those loaded emotional questions were always used to justify this end.
Did you see the story of the nurse who couldn't conceive, so they did IVF and then she died?
I did not, no.
The influencer nurse, I mean, it's a really sad story. It's brutal to read about. She died in childbirth. And a lot of the comments were from people saying, God gave you an answer and you tried to defy him.
Oh.
Well, the rate of complications for IVF conceived births are incredibly high. And also for surrogates, particularly, I mean, they're not paid nearly enough just considering the risk that they're taking to their own lives, because your body obviously recognizes you have a foreign genetic material inside you if you're, first of all, gestating from an embryo that was both not your egg and, obviously not your sperm. So, more likely to have premature births, birth defects.
No, not anymore. Not when they're doing Gattaca.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
see that movie?
That's just a pitch for investors, really. I don't know if they fully followed through on the vision here, but they say every parent wants to give their children more than they had. For the first time in human history, nucleus genomics adds a new tool to that commitment.
I'm pretty sure that they can already test the DNA of a baby for all of these things. And so the only thing here is they're basically saying, if you're doing IVF, we can find that out before you implant.
Yep. So,
you know what the big problem with this is? When they do IVF, they don't just don't they implant like 6 embryos at once? Or something like that?
Depends, but yeah.
They just like blast a woman with a bunch of embryos and be like, I hope one works. And then women have like triplets.
Mm-hmm.
They harvest lots of eggs at once.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm saying they implant. They don't just put one embryo in.
yeah, they use a catheter to insert multiple because they know that not all of them are going to survive. I think that's why twins are more common with IVF, because sometimes multiple survive. And it's just such a misnomer to even call them sperm donors. They're sperm sellers, and a lot of these companies prey on men who are likely candidates because they say, you need the extra money, right? Especially during the pandemic, they were encouraging men to sell their sperm for extra cash.
They were doing that.
Yeah.
Why do we all wear the same thing?
Because it's low effort to look.
No, I think it was because it was the death of Elon and
We're all
romance.
We're mourning.
We're all mourning.
Yeah.
We're all mourning.
Drew, have you ever seen the movie Gattaca?
I've seen clips, but I haven't watched it in full.
You've never seen it, have you?
I have
You have seen it.
years ago.
I mean, it's like, what is it? Who's the main guy? Is it Ethan Hawke? What's that guy's name?
Yeah.
And he wants to be a pilot or something, but he's got bad eyes. So, like, you're a second-class citizen.
Yep. Too bad. You and your
What's that other
garbage
movie they
genes.
did? Isn't there a Disney movie about this?
Really?
There's like some young adult dystopian movie where, like, at a certain age you get genetically modified to become pure or something like that. Yeah, what was it?
I don't know. That's not
Disney.
Alita Battle Angel, is it?
No.
Was it like a young adult like book series?
Disney?
Maybe it's like a movie or something.
Like Divergent or something?
I bet the chat knows. In Time? No, that's not. Oh, wait. No, that's not it.
Yeah.
That's stupid. ChatGPT, you're stupid. Those are both wrong.
You talking about that Logan Paul movie?
Is it a Logan Paul movie?
That one where like they all take that test or whatever? No.
I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some movie where it's like, maybe it's not out yet. I don't know. Yeah, it's like when you're young, you're, genetically normal, and then at a certain age, they put you through a machine that fixes everything, and then you can go live in the wealthy area now. Something like that.
I think it is In Time. 2000 American. No.
No, In Time is where you have time on your arm, and time is currency.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, that's a totally different thing.
That movie sucked.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because people were saying it was like a good idea, but
It's a cool concept, but it was bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
The movie sucked. I'm just sick of talking about the obvious ethical concerns around IVF and surrogacy and being told that I'm saying children conceived through IVF like don't deserve to live. Like that's just emotional manipulation.
Yes.
It's
That's
bullshit.
That's half of the discourse on the internet nowadays, at least.
Yeah,
Probably
I mean,
more than
and I have a bunch of. This was actually back when Trump pre-election was saying he wanted to federally subsidize IVF. I don't know if there was any follow through on that, and I'm glad. But I was saying that was a huge issue for me, and people were sending me pictures of like, this is my grandchild conceived via IVF, and you're saying that they're a piece of shit who doesn't deserve to live? How dare you? When that was very clearly not what I was saying.
Yeah.
And this is just par for the course if you have any criticism of it whatsoever. And then you see the logical conclusion of that, it's just eugenics.
Well, yes. Well, I mean, all of this stuff is like there's a lot of people that are very comfortable with eugenics and I think the future is going to be full of eugenics programs, and like I think that's something that people are going to want because they're going to be like, look, do I want to have my kid fall behind when I can actually make sure that my kid gets every advantage out there? That's something that people are going to be attracted to, wouldn't you? Don't you think?
Sure, for all the
Oh,
wrong
yeah.
reasons.
So the chat got it for us. It was called The Uglies.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right.
In a future society, everyone undergoes surgery at age 16 to become pretty, genetically modified to be beautiful and physically perfect. So it's an upcoming Netflix film. Thank you, chat.
Netflix.
We have the power of 60-some thousand people who can just give us the answers to anything better than... You know what? What do I need AI for? I got it. I'm going to start a company, and I'm going to claim to be AI, but it's actually just Timcast IRL chat.
And every answer is the USS Liberty.
To be fair, that's not our chat. That's somebody else's.
It's someone else's chat.
The uglies. Whenever you need an answer, you say something wrong on the internet.
And someone will be there to tell you.
Yeah, what's the joke? It's like, how do you find the right answer on the internet? Post the wrong one. Yeah, that's how you do it. That was a really funny thing, because I think this actually happened where there was on like Quora and stuff. There will be a bunch of questions that never get answered. Someone will be like, hey, I'm trying to do this thing. How does this work? And then nobody answers. So what you're supposed to do is put the wrong answer. And then someone's going to come and be like, oh, yeah? Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.